The Ukraine forces blew up 14 Russian vehicles in one morning outside Pokrovsk. The Russian forces launched a significant assault on Ukrainian positions near Pokrovsk, a strategic fortress city in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. The attacking force, consisting of no fewer than 25 vehicles and potentially hundreds of troops, targeted the Ukrainian Army's 24th Mechanized Brigade. On paper, the Russian force appeared formidable, including BMD fighting vehicles, and the attack was timed to exploit the cover of early morning darkness. However, despite the apparent strength of the assault, the Russian forces no longer hold the initiative in this region. After a year of grueling advances from the ruins of Avdiivka, located 25 miles to the east, the Russians have suffered staggering losses, thousands of troops and hundreds of vehicles, which they are struggling to replace. Compounding their challenges, Ukrainian road cutter, drones, have been relentlessly targeting the main supply lines of the Russian field armies, including the 2nd, 8th, and 41st Combined Arms Armies, operating around Pokrovsk. For the Russians, the situation is dire. The Ukrainian 24th Mechanized Brigade and adjacent units, despite facing shortages of infantry, maintain fire control over the front line. When the Russian forces attacked on Thursday morning, they were quickly spotted by a Ukrainian drone equipped with an infrared camera. The 24th Mechanized Brigade reported that the invaders were met with warmth as Ukrainian infantry, artillery, and drone crews coordinated to make the assault unforgettable. By the time the sun rose and the smoke and dust settled, 14 of the attacking Russian BMDs and other vehicles had been destroyed or immobilized. The remaining vehicles retreated, with 5 of them damaged. According to the 24th Mechanized Brigade, at least 33 Russian troops were killed in the engagement. Ukrainian first-person view FPV drones have proven to be a decisive factor in the conflict. Produced at a rate of over 2 million per year in Ukrainian workshops, these drones have become a critical tool on the battlefield. While Russia also produces millions of drones, their quality is generally inferior, and most are highly susceptible to Ukrainian electronic jamming, except for the best fiber optic models. According to the Ukrainian Center for Defense Strategies, Ukrainian drones are now responsible for 85% of the destruction inflicted on Russian forces, a significant increase from 50% last summer. The repeated defeats of Russian attacks around Pokrovsk have not only blunted the momentum of the 2nd, 8th, and 41st Combined Arms Armies, but have also reversed it in some areas. The Ukrainian Center for Defense Strategies noted that Russian assaults have decreased from up to 60 per day to as few as 18. In a recent development, Ukrainian forces have advanced on the eastern outskirts of Shevchenkov, just south of Pokrovsk, marking a significant shift in the local dynamics of the conflict. This Ukrainian advance comes at a critical juncture in the geopolitics surrounding Russia's wider war on Ukraine. In a controversial press conference at the White House on Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance criticized Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for allegedly being insufficiently grateful for past U.S. aid. It is worth noting that this aid was pledged under the previous administration, and Vance, then a U.S. senator, had opposed it.
Давайте, пацаны, работаем.
In the aftermath of the press conference, the Trump administration halted further U.S. aid to Ukraine and ended intelligence sharing between Washington and Kyiv. Trump asserted that Zelensky and Ukraine are not in a very good position. However, this assessment is objectively inaccurate along much of the 800-mile front line in Ukraine and Western Russia. While the Russians have recently made some gains in western Russia's Kursk Oblast, in eastern Ukraine, particularly around Pokrovsk, it is the Ukrainians who are gaining ground. The resilience and strategic ingenuity of Ukrainian forces, combined with their effective use of drones and coordinated defenses, continue to challenge Russian advances, underscoring the complexity and fluidity of the ongoing conflict.
Чуть-чуть лівіше метрівка.
Пошел! Ты прям положил нормально в левый угол! Вам Стаглін дали? Да. Взяв Стаглін. Куда? Куда? Да. Де ви? Воно підарасиком залежили нахуй. Цел? Має бути. Єба! Давайся! Пулемет! Давайся, или умрешь! Есть! Давай гранату! На, бросай туда гранату! Гранату!
Пускай скидывает броню, у него граната броней. Раздевайся,